Coming up next on SportsCenter, we don't want to give it away.
To Michael, 3 again. Come on! Michael, good again!
So instead, we'll promise you NCAA tournament highlights.
Between the shot clock and the game clock, Jordan, yes! Oh,
We'll promise you today's NBA highlights.
Jordan past Petrovic.
We'll even promise golf, hockey, but don't think I'm going to spill the beans on our lead story and steal the thunder away from my co-anchor.
Michael Jordan is activated as the Chicago Bulls.
Linda's going to be mad.
Hi, everybody. Steve Levy, Linda Cohn. We welcome you into the SportsCenter. There are only 2 stories that can knock college basketball off our front page. One of which would be the end of the baseball strike, and that certainly hasn't happened.
Can't imagine, Steve, what the other story could be. We knew he was coming back. Now we know when, and the news is music to the ears of Bulls fans and to the NBA. Your tip-off is just 17 hours away. Michael Jordan will be in uniform for the Chicago Bulls when they meet the Pacers in Indiana. So much for a lengthy statement. Michael summed up his decision to return in 2 words: I'm back. Anything else that needs to be said has been said already over the past 2 weeks. Now, right now, the Bulls are just happy number 23 will be back on the court instead of hanging from the rafters.
We're all very happy about this. We think it's going to be great for our basketball club. We hope expectations, which are going to be high, aren't overreaching for what we have as a basketball club. We're just glad he's getting back on the court and going to play.
But isn't the goal now to win a championship with him back?
I don't know how long he is back for. I mean, that's something you have to ask him directly.
Isn't the goal, though, realistic goal now to try to win the championship?
Oh, yeah, we'd all love to win the championship. It's still not going to resolve the issue and the problems that we have as a basketball team, retrieving the ball, getting rebounds, and playing defense. That's still a problem. We're going to get some scoring, I'll tell you that, though.
What we don't know is, now that he's back, how long will he stay? Now, as for the other legends who've returned, Jim Palmer, he didn't stay long. He was cut in the spring. Remember Gordie Howe's impressive comeback 15 years ago? He totaled 49 points. 2 more, he would have matched his age. Later in the show, we look back at Jordan's last 17 months. From I quit to I'm back.
A more pleasant story, like one of his own 360 power slams. Michael Jordan has now come full circle, back to where he, as most would agree, belongs, and that's the NBA. MJ rejoins the Bulls for real tomorrow in a nationally televised affair at Indiana. His road back, as Carl Ravitch reports, filled with runs, hits, and errors.
Will I ever unretire? I don't know. You know, I think the word retire means you can do anything you want from this day on. So if I desire to come back and play again, maybe that's what I want to do. Maybe that's the challenge that I may need someday down the road. I'm not going to close that door. I don't believe in never, and I won't ever believe in it to this point.
On the basketball court, Michael Jordan never dribbled himself into a corner. In making his retirement speech, he refused to be pinned down as well. In saying goodbye to Michael, team owner Jerry Reinsdorf compared him to a legend from a different sport.
I can only imagine what it was like seeing Babe Ruth, because I think this man, I used to say, was the Babe Ruth of basketball. I've now come to believe that Babe Ruth was the Michael Jordan of baseball.
No one then, with the exception of Michael himself, could have known that 2 months later, he would be attempting to compete on the same field of battle which made the Babe famous. In December of '94, Jordan began working out for baseball. Nearly everyone thought it was a joke. Everyone except Michael.
I do have skills and capabilities of possibly playing this game as long as I want to stay with it. And I plan on trying to keep improving on that so that I don't make a fool of myself.
Impressed enough with the improvement Jordan had shown, or convinced that he would be the greatest gate attraction since, dare we say, Ruth, the White Sox signed Jordan to a free agent contract and invited him to spring training. The circus-like atmosphere put pressure on the other players in camp, but the focus was clearly on Michael. On March 31st, MJ was assigned to the AA Birmingham Barons. Before playing his first game, he spent $350,000 on a new team bus. The date, April 8th, is significant in Jordan's life for 2 reasons. It was on that day during the 85-86 basketball season he scored 63 points against the Celtics. It was on that day in 1994 that Jordan began his professional baseball career, playing right field for the Barons. The numbers he created off the field were more impressive than the ones he produced on it. Wherever he went, fans flocked to see him play. Jordan ended up hitting .202 with 51 RBIs. He stole 30 bases, struck out 114 times, but over the last 3 weeks of the season, Jordan went 12 for 40, hitting .300.
It's a good start. I don't think I'm finished. I think my dream's still continuing. I'm still trying to get to the Major League if possible. I mean, that's the ultimate dream.
5 days after he put the glove down, he put his sneakers back on, playing in a charity game hosted by Scottie Pippen. Jordan displayed the moves and pizzazz which earned him 3 regular season and 3 postseason MVP awards. He scored 52 points, then kissed the Chicago Stadium floor and seemingly his basketball life goodbye. Like Birmingham, Scottsdale, Arizona was the next to benefit from MJ's presence. His play in the Fall League continued to lend credence to the notion that he may someday play in the bigs. Jordan batted .252 in 35 games. But in November, basketball called again. In a made-for-TV event, Jordan's number was retired, and a statue of the living legend was unveiled in front of the new United Center, affectionately known as the house that Jordan built. February 17, 1995, Michael turns 32 in Sarasota, Florida. But on March 2nd, he walked out of the White Sox training camp, having earlier vowed not to get in the middle of the strike. Now, he's back in the middle of basketball.